Hi John, it's Randy here from Randy Cycle Service, and we started working on your Rickman Metisse here to get the Matchless motor in it. What we've done so far is we've just kind of made a mock-up of the motor with some of the parts we've got to get a general pattern of what we're looking at, but we have run into some fitment issues that I wanted to point out to you so you can see what's going on. As you can see right now, we've got the gearbox in and the empty cases, and it's a pretty tight fit with the gearbox as is. Obviously there is a little bit of wiggle room, but not much, and here's what I wanted to show you. Temporarily, we've got just a stud through the bottom here and some blocks holding everything up. I can drop the engine slightly in the frame, albeit not very much, because we have the crossover for the oil sump in the frame right here. That's going to be the one obstacle. I can move forward slightly. Again, another obstacle we're going to run into then is this engine mount up here is going to interfere with the case where the oil pressure bypass valve comes into play. Also on the other side, the way the casting for the oil feed through the case is, it's going to create an interference issue over here as well. So I'm going to have to drop down slightly, but even dropping down runs into another issue. We have two tabs down here that are welded on for the skid plate underneath. So again, we either have to trim those off, possibly have to do a little work on these top mounts as well, and then we'll see where we end up with these down here. All that being said, we're going to have to go forward about an inch, which is probably doable, but up here is going to be very, very close with the rocker boxes. I could tilt the motor slightly forward, but then that's going to put the carburetor angle up so high that it's going to send me into the frame rail up here. So again, where we change one thing, we change two others. After all that's said and done, we're probably going to end up with having to go with a totally custom inner and outer primary cover. One thought that comes to mind is actually cutting a stock primary, welding it back together and doing it that way, or having something completely manufactured for it. At this point I'm not as concerned with that as I am with the frame. The issue with the frame obviously being nickel plated Rickman frame, any work that's done to it is going to breach the surface and ruin the nickel plating, and then we run into an issue of what do we do to make that look right and function right. And so nickel plating is the only option again to correct anything once it's been cut and re-welded. So that's where we're at with it right now. Welcome any input you have or anything like that, and we can move from there. If you want to move around to the other side, you can kind of see where we're sitting right now. Again, the engine is as centered as we can get it right now in the frame as you requested, to keep it where you wanted it. So that's about where it will sit in the left and right orientation. The gearbox, again, you can see it's pretty full house in here, and but I think we can still make it work. It just may take some work on this frame. So there you have it, and we will discuss it further when we talk next time.